I said, I would never want to be in a war zone with some of you guys.
Yeah.
That's instant death.
Yeah.
Now you start doing that with medical stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Name any country that has socialized medicine and see what you got. You got people that die waiting for a doctor.
They wait. Yeah, I know.
They die.
Which is one solution, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's a good way to get rid of the problem, but maybe not the one you want.
No, not if it's you.
So now I have, the doctor says I have arthritis in my right hip, and it hurts. So apparently there's some spurs there, you know. And she said that if those hit a nerve, like right now, it's like, But so I got to go to
Can you take
physical
them
therapy.
off? Oh, physical.
Well, we'll see what's happening. You know.
Yeah.
It's a real pain in the butt, but literally.
Yeah. So many people have their hips replaced, you know, these days.
Yeah. Well, I hope I don't have to do that. 'Cause I don't know if it's pretty major surgery, man.
Yeah.
We'll see. So I have to give up salsa dancing for the time being.
Okay. Good idea.
So what do we got here, man?
Okay, the assignment was, since I was gone for 4 weeks, to learn as many by heart as I could, and then to be able to play them in time. Good. And then, if possible, get to
So you had a little time to practice while you were there.
Well, you know,
So
I didn't
piano
really have a piano.
Oh, okay.
Which is too bad. But I tried to do stuff like that, writing things down. And
Good.
But anyway, I think that I can play those.
Oh, that's great.
Those are
Let's
new
hear them.
Since last time.
Yeah.
And, let's see what happens here. But I think the idea is that I will play them fairly slowly.
That's good. That's the best way for you to do it. See, when I walked in, you were playing Perdido, I think.
Yeah,
and
Perdido is one of
good.
these. That's one of these. And the problem is usually the bridge, if there is one. But
Well, see,
and then
what
this
you're
one, you
training
have a
yourself
coda
to
at
do.
the end. I don't know if I. Okay, so I don't know if I remember that. That's how it ends, then, huh?
And that's just a substitution. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not a substitution.
It's a coda.
It's a 2/5 into a 2/5.
No,
Okay.
but see, otherwise the song never ends, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, right. That's the
Then you
last
go
time
to
around. You got to play that.
Is this a B? Is this a bridge?
That's the bridge.
So anyway, after the bridge, you go back. That's like A3, huh? You played this 2 times. A3,
Right.
but then you go to the coda.
So what's happening? What you're teaching yourself to do is you have a real high level of being able to focus and concentrate. I've noticed that over the years that I've been with you. But with music, you have to focus on where you are and also what's coming up.
Yeah.
And when you get stopped, I think that's what it is. You go, you really didn't think about it till it was too late.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's right.
So you have to have that. One of my students, one of my piano students here, he's a psychology major.
Okay.
And I asked him, what kind of intelligence do creative musicians have? He said it's called fluid intelligence.
Fluid?
And I thought that's the best description
Yeah.
That's why they have trouble
Yeah.
with math and stuff, because they don't want to think about a specific thing that long. They keep, okay? But I said, that's really a good description.
Yeah.
He said, it just keeps moving, man.
Yeah.
So
Or
what
better.
we're doing is we're helping you discover how you work that way, okay?
Yeah. Well, I have noticed there are these patterns that recur. Like you have the D minor, now you're in B flat. Well, that seems to happen somewhere. I mean,
it happens in a lot of songs.
And then this is just 2-5-1 kind of thing. But then you're switching to F, and that's typical of the bridge. You change key.
Right.
Well, anyway, that's the idea. So I put it on 2. Is that 2, 3, 4?
No, that's not it.
Oh, that's not it. Once more.
Because the B side. That's it. Okay, put the thing out.
Oh,
So
the metronome.
you're already
Right.
way ahead of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So just take it nice and
Right.
easy now. Good. That's it. Watch out. Yeah, watch out there. No,
No, that was wrong.
that's it. No. So
did I
you
do
make
there?
all the changes. So
Okay.
you play ba 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 ba. Start on the.
D minor.
That's it.
It should go there.
Now D minor to G. That's it. No, you went to the bridge without going back to the top.
Oh, that's right. I have to do that. You're right. You're right. Okay.
No,
What happened there? God,
take your time.
this is terrible.
Take your time.
Okay. So was that the second
That's good.
time?
Now you gotta go back and play that again and go to the bridge. No. That's it. Should be an E minor 7. That's it. Now the bridge. Now the bridge. That's it. No. That's it.
Is that the end of the bridge?
Yeah. Now you're back at the top and go to the quarter. That's it. D
Okay.
minor to F minor 7.
Where was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's ba 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 ba. Play the coda.
That's right. So after the B flat.
That's it. Good. Now let's take it. Play it a little slower.
Nice. Slower?
That's, yeah, even a little slower than that, because I would like you, I think you can make all the right changes, it's just they're coming at you quick. Now, these are changes you haven't heard much before, so.
Well, it is. It's Joe Beam,
Right.
and it's some of these are very creative changes to get that sound from C6 to B7 sus4.
But
That's chromatic, but
Yeah.
it's very.
That's almost like going from a 1 to a 4. If you think of the B as a tritone.
That's true. Yeah, it's almost like the F
Almost,
seventh flat
Sharp
5,
11.
F7 5,
That's right.
and that's the tritone of F. It's true. Now you wrote these in. Should I be playing?
Yeah. Now watch your tempo. Don't go fast, and try not to make the chords too staccato.
Okay.
Just hang on to them so you can hear the time. 3, 4, each 2 bars. No, each 2 beats. No, each 2 beats there's a da ba ba ba. No, it goes ba 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 ba. It goes C D
Okay.
D sharp diminished.
Oh, okay. That one. Yeah.
That part. Keep going. Now it's a D minor 7. B flat 7. Back to the top. Now,
Okay.
C, D. There for a while. Now, E minor 7. Now, bridge. F. No.
No, I knew better. Start over.
That's it. Now E. E flat diminished. D minor 7. G 7. That's good. D. No.
Is this where I go
D
there?
minor 7th to B flat 7th. Now the coda after that.
Okay, where's the?
So you're on the third line.
The B left out the B
Now
flat.
you go to the coda.
2, 3. I didn't work on
It's all
the
right.
So
Now
to
keep the
record it.
music in front of you this time and play it. That's right. That's after the last time. Now, any of the chords that are minor sevenths or sevenths, try and pick up the seventh because you're playing. Sometimes you're playing just a minor triad or a major triad. Just see if you notice. That's it. Keep the E for the yeah. Keep the
Like
E
that.
through that.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the A7, it's kind of a harmony resolution. Yeah, now watch this. See, now both times on the E minor seventh, you played an E minor triad.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Three, four, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, this is supposed to be an E minor.
E minor seventh. E minor seventh. That's it. No. Are you playing the coda?
Yeah, that was.
All right,
just
that's
doing
okay.
it.
That's fine. I thought you were playing.
Well, because I hadn't worked on that.
All right, let's try it one more time now.
Okay, so
Now, here's what I want you to do this time. If there's a problem, I want you to fix it without looking at the music, because you actually do know the changes.
well, I thought I did.
It's just that you're not thinking of them in the right order at times. See what I'm talking
I
about?
hadn't really practiced that part.
Yeah, just take your time with it. You'll get it. But see, this time, I watch, and then if you can't come up with it, I'll tell you what the change is.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're not like jumping out of a plane without a parachute. You know what I mean? D minor seventh. That's good. F. you do know the changes, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. Now, the reason when you first came in that you had a little trouble with this, first of all, you were trying to play too fast.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Now, and then you were afraid that you maybe hadn't prepared it enough, so that that all comes into play.
Yeah.
All right. Now, watch this. Now, look at the second line. Now, see, stay on the E minor 7, 2 more beats. Actually, 4 bar.
Okay, so 1, 1, ta 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 ta.
That'll work. But see, I would even stay on the E minor 7 through that whole third measure, and then change to an A7 to the next
really?
measure.
Make it into a
Yeah.
level.
That's it. That's what you want. Yeah. Because it just sounds better that way.
Well, it's a richer chord. It's right.
That's it. But I'm saying, wait. Now I'll try it with what we just said. See if you can.
Just that one.
Yeah. No, the whole thing from the top.
Okay.
Try to remember to practice it that way, so you get
Right.
it into your ears. Now, what other song?
Well, that's another
Perdido. You know what Perdido means in Spanish?
Lost.
Yeah.
It's lost.
I heard a Dizzy Gillespie thing on the internet, on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
He was a character, Dizzy Gillespie, like really a character.
I didn't know.
And he wrote a song called "You Stole My Wife, You Horse Thief."
Oh, really? He did?
It's funny, man. You gotta laugh at it. It's like, and he sings it. It's like, who would think of something like that?
Yeah.
That guy he was something else, man. Let me.
Oh, someone told me, you know what you get if you play country music backwards? You know that, huh?
No.
You get your wife back, your pickup back, your dog back. Okay, so line 2, all chords, plus coda.
I got. I have I ever told you my country western song titles?
Mm-hmm.
Those are funny, man. If the phone doesn't ring, it's me.
Yeah.
That one. And then there's another one. You left with my best friend. I sure do miss him. And then the really funny one is I'm so miserable since you're gone. It's almost as though you were here.
That's good, yeah.
So, oh man.
I know that Perdido's played fast, but we're going to play it slow, right? I want to go to 100.
That's funny.
Yeah, but you play it backwards. I don't know. You get your dog back. You get my dog.
Yeah.
Your dog back. But
That's
it's,
like. I used to work with a guy. He's one of the funniest guys ever that I worked with. A comedian. He was really good. Impressionists can be really cheesy.
Yeah.
This guy was really good.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Scott Record. His name is Scott Record. He lives
Okay.
in Massachusetts now. And I used to conduct for him. In fact, the last time I conducted for him, Danny Thomas was there.
Really?
Remember Danny?
Yeah.
And Danny Thomas was really interested in Scott, and he was
Mhm.
trying to get him on a Tonight Show. And 2 days after we played that gig, Danny Thomas died of a heart attack. You know, but Scott had the funniest bits, man.
Yeah.
He'd get like we would do. This is back when people were still smoking a lot, and you have like 1,500 people from like a convention for the American Tobacco Institute.
Oh wow, yeah.
At a big convention, and he was the main act. We had an orchestra and everything. He said about 10 minutes into his show, he'd say, "How many of you people like country music?" and they'd go, hey, you know,
Yeah.
for like at least 30 seconds. And he'd go, why? He was funny. And then he'd do a Ted Koppel. Remember Ted Koppel?
Yeah,
He'd do a
newsman.
perfect impression. He'd say, this is Nightline News. Today, a jetliner crashed in a cemetery in Poland. They recovered 3,700 bodies. He had the funniest. You know, that's funny, man. It's like anyway, let's try. That guy was really a funny guy, man. Gosh. And he was funny off stage, too. You know, he was always joking around. He was actually a percussion student at Juilliard.
Really?
Yeah, and he got into broadcasting, and he really did impressions very well. I mean, it was funny. And he'd always make people laugh, no matter what. He just was a funny guy. So
That's
let's
funny.
try this. Oh man, he
The
was
training, I suppose it's a rhythm. It's rhythm, right? Drumming and comedy. You have to have the right rhythm.
Impressionists I ever worked with, there were three of them. Was the guy named Danny Gantz, who died young. He was in Las Vegas. He was big in Las Vegas. And Bill Acosta and Scott Record. Those three guys, man, were really funny guys, man. But Scott was the funniest guy. He was. They recovered 3,700 bodies.
Okay.
All right. So,
this is
Perdido
Perdido.
now. Ba-da-bop,
Now I'm going to go slower.
da-ba.
Slower?
That's a good tempo.
Is that okay?
But, yeah, it's not too fast, but let's see. I think you should be all right with that.
2, 3. And now there's a pickup.
Da-bop. Watch this. A minor 7th. And D7. No, watch this though.
That's
It
the
should
bridge.
be-
No,
It
it's,
should be
it's-
A minor 7th to D7th, but it might be just a D7.
Okay, in my book it
No,
says
the next page. That's not the.
that's meditation. But in my,
That's all right.
D7th
it's a
in mine.
D7th. Yeah, okay.
I knew that.
Play the melody alone, just the melody. It's a rather simple melody. Good, now go to the bridge. 3, 4, D. No, D on top. Just the melody, that's it. A. Now C, that's it. Da, da, ba, ba, ba. Good. Now try to add the chorus to that, because occasionally you were messing up the melody when you grabbed the chord. Yeah. So just, all right, now just go into your relaxed state of mind and play the tune, because you know the tune. This one you know way better than the other one.
Well, I chose it because of easier chords.
Yeah, well, it's all right. The tune doesn't have to be hard. Good. Let's play that part again.
Yeah, I messed it up. This is
right.
hard to
You'll be
read.
all right.
What do you suppose? Right, for the F7th, F9.
That's it. Good. Repeat that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the first chord is a C minor 7. It's not an
Yeah.
F7. That's it.
It switches.
That's it. Good. Now the bridge. Now the melody's tuned. Good. That's it. Good. Now, when you play the melody, though, it's C, E flat, F, not B flat. B flat's after on the next part. That's it. Now it goes to C. Good. All right, now let's look at the next two. Hopefully we get to all of them today.
Okay, another one with fewer notes.
Yeah, this one's got a rough bridge.
Yeah, that's why
In
I'm
fact,
play
I
it
can
very
play. I
slow.
play it, but I haven't played the melody that much.
I'm play it very slowly.
Yeah, but
I can't remember what tempo. I know it's supposed to be pretty fast. That should work.
Yeah,
That's very slow.
right.
Okay, see what happens. 2.
And that last chord, play a D sharp on the B chord. Pick up the D sharp. That's it. Careful on that E flat chord. Play it again.
Why is that?
Then D minor 7.
Okay, so da.
No, yeah.
What's going wrong here? What's the story? Okay.
You're real close. It's just that E flat major 7.
Yeah,
that was funny.
that was what we did wrong.
Everything else was fine. The E flat major 7 sounded funny.
It does.
That's it. That's it. Now, E flat minor 7. good. D sharp someplace. No, F minor 7.
Is that wrong?
That's right. No, that's not a sus.
That's the yeah, I played the A.
That's it. Good. Let's try that again now.
Okay.
So the only thing is on that E flat major 7th, you kept an A flat and it
Why
didn't
did I
sound
do
like
that?
a sus, and that's why you
Sounds
said
awful.
that sounds
Sounds
funny. I didn't
terrible.
know. I wasn't sure what it was, but it was something. Now this tune, for some reason, I can sense that you have an affinity for it. You really like it.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I can
Well, I
tell
think
by
the idea of one
tell by the
note.
way you're
I
playing.
ask people, how many notes are in this? It's called a one-note samba, and how? Of course, there are dozens of notes in it, but in the
Talk about the head.
A in the head, it's 2.
It's like Frigo, John Frigo. John Frigo used to say, Johnny Frigo used to say, I can play any song ever written
Yeah,
if I can pick the first note.
if I can pick the first note. Okay.
Because that means, you know, in
You
other
knew
words,
the melody.
yeah, how can you miss?
Yeah.
That means you didn't want to transpose it.
Yeah.
He was-
If I can pick the, I see what you're
See,
saying.
if I
Don't
could pick the
transpose.
fir-
for
Oh,
me.
he was hilarious too.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Well, I don't blame him.
He used to say, he used to know how to grab an audience,
Yeah.
like make him believe what he was talking about.
Mhm.
I knew he was BSing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he'd say, you know, a lot of people have heard that I used to date Miss America, and people believe it. They just look around at people. He said, but it was really no big deal because there were only 13 states at the time. Stuff like that. He'd just like set them up and like knock them right out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did the craziest. Oh gosh.
That's great. Yeah,
He was
that's
almost
good
like a Jack Benny type comedian, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Ah, gee. And he could tell that joke 8,000 times. It was always funny. I have no idea how he did that. No matter how many times he said it, it was funny.
Yeah.
Because he had the look and the whole thing, you know what I mean? Man, those guys were funny guys.
So this one guy said, you know, we used to have, you know, this one, Johnny Cash, Bob Hope, and one other guy, I'd forgotten. So now we have no cash, no hope. And who was the third guy?
Percy Faith.
Percy Faith.
Yeah, no faith.
But anyway, that was sort of funny. You know, we used to have Bob Hope and Johnny
Oh,
Cash.
yeah.
No hope and no
Those
cash.
comedians, you know, I was fortunate because I got to play some of the older comedians like Red Skelton.
Yeah, I knew. I used to watch him. I knew
Yeah,
him.
and I used to. I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch him every Tuesday night. There I was playing with him at the Chicago Theater,
Yeah.
and he was really funny.
Yeah.
See, those guys were real. They were true comedians because they actually came up the hard way. Like they had to do
Oh,
all
yeah,
the they had to
vaudeville,
do all
right.
the Catskill stuff,
Yeah.
and they had so many funny lines.
Yeah.
Even Myron Cohen, you know, he was.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know that name now. But man, he used to, he had my favorite joke of his is he'd say, my wife went. No, Mrs. Weinberg, she was very old. She was 95, and she went to the doctor, and the doctor told her, he said, Mrs. Weinberg, we've actually done everything we could do for you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you're still in pretty good shape. He said, get out as much as you can and have sex 3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Myron Cohen was not a off-color
Yeah.
comedian, but, you know, but he said, so she went home, and her husband was one of these guys that always had the paper in front of his
Mhm.
face. She said, don't you want to know what the doctor said? He said, what did the doctor say? He said I should have sex 3 times a week. So the husband pulls down the corner of the paper and says, put me down for Tuesday. You know, just funny stuff, man. And Milton Berle was another, but nobody
Yeah.
liked him. He was not a nice guy. I mean, I never worked him, but he was funny, man.
Yeah.
I saw him one
I
time.
mean, he was hard to work with as a
Yeah,
staff.
he was a real pain in the neck.
Yeah.
I remember one time I saw him on one of those Dean Martin roasts,
Mhm.
and Flip Wilson was on
Mhm.
the dais, you know, the black guy.
Right.
He said, "Yeah, Flip." He said, "Isn't that great, everybody?" He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, Flip took his family to Africa last year to trace their roots, and they traced them all the way back to Detroit." Just funny stuff, man. You know, those guys were hilarious.
Yeah.
Man. Red Skelton was like a clown, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. It's
His,
probably
his law
lost.
firm.
It's lost.
His law firm was Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. I mean, that's all that
Yeah.
street stuff, man. But
Yeah.
it was funny. All right,
Yeah.
so now let's
Yes,
play
we
this
do.
now, and just watch that E flat major seventh. Because
Yeah.
now I would suggest that you stay on these three tunes,
Okay.
or three or four tunes, just another week and see if you
Okay.
can perfect them.
Now, what about the coda here? I just now saw it. I haven't been working on it. How do you fit? That's not the end.
Well, it's
Da-da-da-da.
almost the same as the regular part of the song, except the changes are a little different.
But it goes to the B flat, and also
See, it
instead
starts
of
at,
doing
here's the difference. Here's the difference with the coda. Right.
No
The first
coda.
4 bars are exactly the same. But then here it starts on a D flat instead of D. So it comes down chromatically to B flat. So it's, let's see. See, these 4 bars are exactly the same.
yeah.
Now, instead of going to F in the melody, it stays on B flat, and it goes to a half step lower. Got it?
Yeah, but I didn't practice that.
That's
Didn't
okay.
get that far.
But I mean,
But
that's
goes. That's how
the only
you have to
difference,
finish
yeah.
it somehow.
So after you play the whole tune, you go to the sign, which is the top of the tune, to the coda, and play the coda out.
Yeah, the sign. Well, that just means that you've already got your pickups.
Well,
So it's
yeah,
really the capo, whatever. Okay.
right.
Okay.
Okay, let's play the form. Let's play the form of the tune now, so you know what you're doing with it. Yeah. And you can keep it out for that
Pick it
coda.
out. Okay.
Yeah. See, learning tunes this way is really an important way of learning them. I tell
Yeah.
you, when I was a kid, did you ever see that documentary my daughter did?
Yes. Well,
see it?
I was in California at that time. Yes, I did, and I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, see, I was young, and when I went
Yeah.
out on gigs, I knew a lot of tunes, but then guys would call tunes I didn't know, and they knew I could figure them out.
Uh-huh.
So I'd say, I don't know that tune. They'd say, no, play it. You'll get it the second time around. And they were always right. So to me, tunes just fit
Mhm.
into some sort of a category. You know what I mean?
So you had a movie camera throughout your family, for the family, huh?
Yeah. Well, those were home videos.
I know, but
yeah.
I mean, you had one.
Yeah.
So you did it. So.
She did such a good job on it.
Yeah.
And you know, did I tell you that she showed that at an AMC theater on the big screen?
She did.
Faked me completely out. They told me
What did they tell you?
They told me that we were going to see my son's wedding in the Bahamas because we never got to see it, and they were renting our AMC theater to show it. So now my son met us in the parking lot when we got there. Everybody knew but me. I mean, I literally didn't have a clue. It was the perfect crime. I told her
Yeah.
you should start robbing banks
Yeah.
because there was, all right, and
Well, that's great.
we got out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I was walking in with my son. I said, "Man, this is going to be setting you back to show the movie at the AMC theater. Why don't you just show it on a screen?" You know. So
Yeah.
he said, "That's not so bad." And then I walked in, and I saw this poster with my picture on it. It said, "That's a lot of songs." Now I'm totally disoriented because I'm going,
Wait a minute, my son's wedding.
wait a minute, why do they have a poster? Now, I didn't put it together. And then I turned the corner, you know, they had that big wall when you go in. I turned the corner. There were 70 people there. They all gave me a standing ovation. Then I put it together. Oh my gosh! It freaked me out, man. It was the nicest thing anybody ever did for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
There's no BS on that. That's exactly how I was, and that's how my family is. You know, that was cool.
Yeah, that was
man, she spent 2 years on that.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, would you mind if I shared it with people? I don't know what.
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, anybody you think might be interested in it.
Yeah. Well, they say my wife's sister-in-law's sister is trying to make a film like that about my brother-in-law who died of leukemia.
Yeah.
And it might give her some ideas.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
We didn't. Unfortunately, they didn't have home movies.
Yeah,
that was really
great.
We
lived in a really good time
to put those in there.
And it was a camera at the time with the tape. You know, it wasn't like digital stuff. Those old home movies.
And they were better. They're easier to keep.
Yeah, man, it was. But anyway, so let's play through this.
Okay. So the idea is to get the whole form, including.
Yeah, get the whole form. When you get to the coda, if you forget it, I'll remind you.
Okay.
So you're going to play the form of the tune once, go back to the top, and go to the coda.
That's wrong.
That's right.
That.
So C to B flat,
That's right.
Now bridge. Minor seventh. F minor seventh. Now we're at the coda, see? Now we're at the coda now. That's the last thing through.
I did it again. I did it again.
Cool. All right, so now just spend another week now that you're back and stuff, and perfect each tune, you know. And I'd keep it out just in case you get stuck, and then after a while turn it over. Okay, that's good though. It's better for you to try and memorize tunes.
Yeah. And then
Something else kind of nice happened to me.
What's that?
Monday night I went to a concert at the Steinway Gallery in Northbrook. Because the guy playing was a guy named Lee Musiker. And
that's his name? Musiker?
Yeah.
You know what it means?
It's not.
It's a German word meaning musician, huh?
Right. He said that's not a.
It's my real name.
He said that's my real name.
So somewhere in his ancestry.
He's a German Jew.
Yeah. Somewhere in his ancestry there was a musician.
He said that's my name. And I've known of him for years.
See, there's a friend of mine who collects these, Frank. She went to an orthopedic surgeon in Schaumburg. Look him up. Dr. Bonebreak. That's his name. He's famous.
changes.
Musiker. He's a musiker. And he's in, where is he from?
New York.
Oh, he's from New York. Okay.
I don't know where he's from in
But I
Germany.
mean,
but he
no, but I
mentioned
mean in
it. He
terms of
said,
where he lives
"That's-"
now, he
said,
doesn't live
"That's
here.
not my stage name." He said, "That's my real name."
Oh, wow.
Now, that's Lee there.
Uh-huh.
Now he's Tony Bennett's conductor and pianist. He's
Great.
been-
Well, good for him.
Yeah, Maureen McGovern.
Yeah.
You know, he's works. He's a real good
Yeah.
accompanist,
Yeah.
and he's a good jazz player, and a really fine musician, and a really nice guy. So I walked in, and he was playing compositions of a guy named Ira and Tellis, who I hadn't seen for about 20 or 25 years. He was a guy that made a lot of money
Yeah.
in the commercial business. He played he did that Be Like Mike commercial and McDonald's and Burger King.
Okay.
So anyway, Ira introduced me to him. He says, "Lee, I want you to meet Frank Caruso." He goes, "I know that name." I said, "Hi, how are you?" He said, "When I think I was with Buddy Rich's band, I came to hear you play at a club."
Oh, really?
And he looked at Ira. He says, "What are you doing, man? You got the jazz police here in the audience." Then in the concert, I sat way in the back, like in the last seat you could sit in.
Yeah.
And about 3/4 of the way through the concert, he was talking about every song. He said, "And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce a jazz legend who's in the audience."
Oh.
And he introduced me. So, see, people here,
Yeah.
they know.
Well,
'Cause-
good. That's good.
Yeah, that makes you feel good because
Yeah.
he's not like your local Yoko piano
No.
player. He's with Tony Bennett. And
Yeah.
He's a serious guy. But he wasn't kidding either. He said, "Man," he said, "what are you bringing this guy here for,
Yeah.
man? It's the jazz police."
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Wow. For you.
I told him, I said, "No, man." I said, "You didn't have to introduce me." He said, "No, man. I want people to know who you are. You know."
Oh, good.
He was
Now-
in town. Last time he was in town was with Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga.